Good Sunday morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing great today. I am Lee Godbold with Junk Removal Authority. You can check us out at junkremovalauthority.com. Lots of great free information on there, articles. We got some great services and all to help you grow your junk removal business. I was on a call yesterday actually. I did an hour-long consulting call with a gentleman up in the Milwaukee area. And one of the things he talked about was, he would do jobs and he'd think about, man, that's awesome. I came out here, I did a 30-minute pickup and I made $350, and went and unloaded it. I might have had an hour and a half in it. So I made something like $300 an hour, depending on what if it's a $400 job or whatever it came out to be. And he was like, so, I can go out here and I can make this amount of money in an hour and a half. And, that's pretty crazy. And he was like, it's very exciting to take that money, put it in my pocket and be like, man, I just made money like a doctor and a lawyer made. And I hear that stuff all the time. People talk about, in junk removal, you can make the same amount of money as a doctor and a lawyer, but that's not correct. Not in the way that they're talking about, as far as, being a single truck operator, being one guy, maybe having a helper on jobs you need, going out and doing a job, making for 2 hours, you average $300 an hour or whatever, or an hour and a half, you average $300 an hour. And to call that making doctor and lawyer money is completely incorrect. A doctor and a lawyer is making $300 an hour, 40 hours a week, 52 weeks out of the year. So they're making $600 and some $1,000 or whatever, depending on what they do. A lot of them make half that, but you see where I'm going. They're out there working 40 hours a week. You're talking about an hour and a half span that you made $300 an hour. You're disregarding all the time you spent not having jobs, working on your truck, cleaning your truck, thinking about your business. So as a small business entrepreneur, you're constantly thinking about your business, just about anybody. And it doesn't really matter what size. For the most part, you're almost always thinking about your business. So there might be some guys out there that's not the case, but those guys are probably going to reach fairly limited success in business. But a lot of people think about it just as much, whether they're small or large. So you can't forget about everything you do in your business. When you're thinking about how much money you're making, you ain't making that much money. If you go out and you if you make $600-700 in a day, and you average out what you work for that day, it's still not accounting for everything else that goes in your business. The only way you can get to making doctor and lawyer money is to grow your business large. It's to have multiple crews. And then at that point, it becomes less and less about job profits. See, we want to make sure we're profitable, and we don't want to go out there and do a job and lose money. We definitely look at what we're charging job by job, and if we encounter a job that's going to be more expensive to do, it's going to take a lot more labor, it's going to take a lot more trash bags, whatever it might be. If our expenses are going to be higher, we're going to charge more. We keep in mind our job profit, but what we don't is it's not really a huge factor. It's only a factor when we encounter a situation that we need to charge extra. We don't sit here and break down routine jobs and what we're making job by job. It's just part of the day. We know that we're going to have our guys are going to have an 8 or 10 hour day. Those are going to be our expenses. What we make in that income, great. We don't break it down little by little. So job profits, you got to make sure your pricing is correct, but you do that overall. You need to look at the big picture. Over the course of a month, what did you make over the course of a month? If you want to break down your pay per hour over the course of the month, you can. It's hard when you're an entrepreneur, but you can certainly do it. You guys, you gotta scale. If you want to make real doctor and lawyer money, if you want to make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, you got to get out there, you got to get known, and you got to hire people. You ain't gonna do it on your own. You got to have a real business, which so many people are afraid of getting. Now, what do you need to do to get to that business? Number one, it can't be just you. So you're going to have to hire people. And when you go out and you make $350 in an hour and a half, and you're by yourself, you make $350 an hour and a half, you better be taking the majority of that and putting it right back into getting your next customer. Because what you have to do is you have to stack up your schedule. You got to have 5 $350 jobs in a day. You gotta have, and then what you got to do is you got to have 5 or 6 crews doing 5 $350 jobs in a day. Then at that point, you're really making doctor and lawyer money. Get committed to get large. Get committed to get large. There's this trend in junk removal. There's more and more people jumping on board. And I've said this before, and a lot of it's to do with guys like myself putting out these YouTube videos, getting people's confidence up. They can see that, hey, it's doable. They see people out there doing it. They see they're taking on, you know, they're being successful with it. You never really know how successful, you know, everybody really is, but you see people out there and they're making money. And you're like, well, I can make this jump. I've got a little extra information here, so I got a little heads up. The thing is, though, is a lot of people are just jumping into it to try it out. And what's happening when people jump in it to try it out, you're getting a lot of guys at the bottom competing. You got so many guys at the bottom right now that are just making it really, really difficult to get, you know, to get in and compete, because they're all competing over the same customers. They're competing over the Craigslist customers, the Yelp customers. Those are the cheapest customers, and it's the cheapest advertising. So what you've got to do is you got to get to where the customers aren't cheap. And that's going to be on Google, and you know, that's going to be on even Facebook. Advertising can be pretty good. So it's going to require spending some money. If you're going to get in this business, or any business, junk removal or any other business, you got to really, really make a commitment that you're going to go all in. You're going to see it through. You're going to make it successful, where you're going to spend the money you need to spend to make it happen. This business nowadays, and really never, business is not about half measures. If you take half measures, there's a good chance things are going to go so slow, you're going to see so little progress, so little momentum, that you're not going to see it through. The other problem is, and this has been becoming an issue in like high school athletics. It's a good thing, though. In high school athletics, you had people that, you know, used to be, you had people play 2-3 sports. They play basketball, baseball, football, whatever. Now people are focusing in on one sport, and that's smart. There's less chance of them getting injured. They can get really good at one sport, and they have a much better chance of going college or pro by focusing in on that one sport. On business, when you get in there, if you're just dabbling, if you're like, well, I'm going to try it out. Let's try it out and see if it works. Guys, 99.9% of the time, if you get in a business just to try it out, it ain't going to work, because you're not dedicated enough to see it through. You're not dedicated enough to overcome the obstacles that are bound to present themselves. People that tell you business is easy or have never really gone in there and done anything themselves, never started from scratch. Or two are just incredibly lucky, or probably lying. So, there's business is great. It's great. It's fun. There's a lot of upside to it, but it's certainly not easy. You're going to have to make a commitment to go in, to see it through, to compete at the top. The way to compete at the top is you're going to have to be willing and able to reinvest in your business. When you first get started making profits, and when you first get started, that's not going to happen. You shouldn't believe that that's going to happen. You've got to gain some market share, get customers. They're going to use you again, going to review you and refer you. Any questions at all, guys? 919-617-1975. Visit us online at junkrray.com. Again, this has been Lee Godbold. Hope everybody found this useful. Let's make a commitment on this Sunday to really, really start expanding your business, to getting known. And then those of you on the fence, you either need to decide, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to see it through, I'm going to put whatever money I have, or I'm going to make a commitment to invest in this business, not only with time, but with money. And by investing money, you're going to be much more dedicated to see it through. You've already spent that money. It's going to be a whole lot less likely you're just going to abandon it. The downside at that point is going to be too large. Get out there, make an investment that's going to force you to see it through, and let's make the end of 2018 be successful. That way you can kick off a great 2019. Thanks, guys.